I will also note about payment for different class types. So if a student doesn't show up during a major course class marked MC, you still get fully paid. However, you need to have that classroom window with your camera opened with a sticky note over the camera so you can do other stuff. But you need to be in that classroom for the full 25 minutes. So this morning, my last class of the day, my 6:30 a.m. was a student no-show. So I opened my camera when class starts and put a sticky note on it. And the student never showed up. I took some screenshots just in case there's any issue. I've never had an issue, but I just do those screenshots just in case. And while I had the screen open on my computer, I did the feedback for my other classes. I cleaned up all of my teaching aids and rewards that I used in my previous classes, and then 25 minutes was over and I still get my full payment, which is awesome. And I have had that happen a few times where I get a short notice major class no-show. So I get the extra $2 for the class and the student isn't even there. I still get the full payment, which is awesome. It's different with a trial class, however. With a trial class, if a student does not show, you only get half payment. So my base pay is $8.50, so I would only get half of that for a trial class no-show. And for a trial class, you do not have to stay in the full 25 minutes like a major course. You stay in for 15 minutes. And I would screenshot that just in case there's a problem with your payment. But if at 15 minutes you're in your trial class, there's still no student there, screenshot 15 minutes and then you can go out and be done or wait for your next class. I've had one teacher IT, and that means that you had a connection problem on your end or some kind of technology issue on your end, and that does not cause any deductions or repercussions, but it's just marked 0 pay for that class. So on my pay sheet, it says, major course, whatever it was, and then teacher IT pay $0. So I don't get anything taken away, but I don't get paid because it was my error, and it's true, it was my internet was out. If it's a student IT problem, if it's on their end, they're having internet problems, you still get paid the regular amount. What else is there? If you are in no-show, if you sleep through your alarm, you forget you had class, your internet goes out before class and you can't notify somehow, you could try to dispute that later with screenshots saying your internet was out. But anyway, you are not in the classroom for your class when it's supposed to start and it's marked teacher no-show. This is generally detrimental. I've never had this happen to me, but it does happen to people sometimes. And for a teacher no-show, you get deducted $10 from your pay. So that's a bummer. But it's understandable because the parents in China pay a lot for these classes and they've scheduled in their day for their student to take this class at 8 p.m. They go on the computer and there's no teacher there, doesn't show up. So it can be frustrating, and I understand that. So if you are no-show, you get minus $10. And it does go on your record. I have read that parents can see that. I don't know that for sure, but some people say parents see that. Don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. You can get cancellations. I don't know the specifics. I know there's soft and medium cancellations. I haven't canceled a class before, so I'm not sure. But that's something, if you need to cancel a class, I would research that and figure it out, because I do know your cancellations accrue. You can only have 6 cancellations in one contract. So, and a contract is 6 months. If you have more than 6 cancellations, I don't know what happens. Maybe your contract is terminated. I don't know for sure. But I just try your best to only open classes when you know you for sure can teach them. But of course, if you have children get sick or you get sick, you know, there's things that are always going to come up. And if you can give VIPKID a doctor's note or something to document the problem, that can help with the type of cancellation you receive. But just in general, try to be really careful with the slots that you open. You know, if you have a family coming over the weekend in a couple weeks, you probably don't want to be teaching in the wee hours of the morning if you have family visiting or something. So just try to keep those things in your mind and don't open classes, because especially now for me, when I open a class, it gets booked almost instantly. So I have to be very aware of what's happening and what days I'm opening, times, so that I don't have to have a cancellation. And then people on the East Coast, if they are teachers during the day or they have children, they can't teach the later slots because they're like 9 a.m. and that's too late for some people on the East Coast. So just be aware of times, and when you open your slots, is if you get booked for something, you're expected that you're going to be there to teach it, and if you can't, there will probably be repercussions for that. But I've never had to cancel, and I've never had a teacher no-show, so it's not something I would stress about, but just be mindful.